Hello, I'm Jamie Matczak, Education Consultant at WVLS. For this Digital Byte, we're going to talk about best practices for summer reading photos. Summer is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to capture some great library photos, especially at library events. Quality, original photos are always recommended over stock photos when it comes to our library marketing and promotional efforts. You can use a smartphone, a digital camera, or a phone on your tablet to take photos. And while you don't need expensive equipment, understanding and practicing some basic tips will help you take the best photos possible. Let's break this into three sections. What do we do before we take photos? What do we do when we're taking photos? And what do we do after? Before you take any photos at the library, you have to make sure that you have permission to do so. Do you have a policy in place? Do you have permission slips on file from library attendees? There are several examples of this in the document that I will share along with this Digital Byte. Number two, events at the library can be chaotic and you might forget to even take photos. Can you ask another staff member to help you do this? Or can you have someone along with you to do other duties so you can focus on taking photos? Don't be afraid to ask for help so that you don't forget this very important piece. Also, what is your setup? The photos that you take in a meeting room for story time in the morning could look different for an evening program. So before your event, get a few practice shots to get a sense of how your photos might look. What are your phone's capabilities? A phone that you have had for several years could have different capabilities than a newer model. Are you aware of what your phone does? A quick Google search or watching a YouTube video can help with some of this. Where is the phone icon on your camera? This might seem like a really simple tip, but if this is something you have to look for or are not sure of, this could mean the difference between getting a great photo or not. Also, remember to periodically clean your lens with a cloth or paper towel. And if you can, set your phone to airplane mode so that you are not getting any interruptions. We've done some preparation, and now it's time to take some photos. It can be really difficult to take quality photos if our camera is not steady. So investing in a tripod for as little as $20 can make a big difference. If you don't have a tripod, try holding your phone or your device at least with two hands. Also, you could use a tabletop. By putting your elbows on a tabletop, you can also steady yourself. Or you could lean against a wall. Natural lighting is always better than artificial lighting. So if the room is dark, you can use the flash on your camera. And if you are outside, make sure the sun is behind you. The rule of thirds is a good guideline for getting balance in your photos. It's meant to create a stronger image. So take the photo you have on the screen right here. If you divide the image into thirds, put two vertical lines down the photo and then two lines across, and then you place your subject on either side of those lines and not in the center, you will have a strong rule of thirds. You don't have to use this every time, and again, it's a good guideline. It might be tempting to always take your photos in portrait mode or the vertical way on your phone, and try once in a while to vary your photos or vary the orientation by taking photos in landscape mode. You could also take them in a square mode or edit them in square mode. Action shots are always more exciting than posed shots. So if your camera has the capability to increase its shutter speed, use it. Most camera phones have a burst mode or a way of taking continuous shots. And this is ideal for action or fast-moving subjects such as kids or animals. It's always more interesting to get photos of faces, and they typically receive more engagement on social media pages. It might be necessary to move around a little bit rather than rely on your camera's zoom. If you want to get photos of children, you might want to get down a little bit at their level. At the same time, if you want a photo of a room or something from more above all your subjects, you might want to get a little higher. So using a step stool that you have already in your library could help with this. And sometimes the best photos are not of what is happening right in front of you. For example, if you have a performer that is eliciting a lot of excitement and laughter from children, turn around and see if you can get some of those enthusiastic shots. Okay, so you've taken some great photos after the event, and while it might be tempting to post them right away, especially to your social media pages, take a few minutes and edit them and organize them. This is going to make sure that you have easy access to them later on. The first thing you want to do is go through your photos and delete any of them that are blurry, not usable, or if a number of people have their eyes closed. You also might want to consider cropping an image. If there are hands in the way, or arms, or someone else's head, or maybe a chair, take the time and crop those photos. It will give your subject a stronger presence. It might be necessary to edit some of your photos. There are several editing apps on most cameras, or you can use an app like Canva, Snapseed, or Be Funky. Most of these editing apps do have free versions. And again, remember, when it comes to editing, less is more. And then when you're all done, you want to organize or store your photos. You might want to do this on your computer or on your laptop or on the desktop. Make sure you archive your photos with the event's title and date. You could also invest in a paid service such as Snapfish or Dropbox, or host your photos in Google. I hope you found this Digital Byte helpful. If you have suggestions for future bytes, please let me know. So long.